Peter Naylor, our new chairman from NBC, talked last night at length about the very near-term future of digital video. I mean, as you look out over the next, let's say, 3 to 5 years, what do you see? How are you planning for connected television? And I'm thinking of this not the computer screen necessarily, but the 45-inch Samsung in my living room or den. I mean, is that something that you see adding significantly to Disney's audiences and Disney's video opportunities?
Well, so there's a lot there. So I would say I'm going to start with mobile. Yeah. Right. So you know, and it's almost silly. It's almost silly to even talk about mobile today because it's kind of all the same, right? And so, but if I had to differentiate, I would say that we're actually, the way we're operating is mobile first. Mobile is the first screen.
Even more than kind of the fixed big flat screen in my den.
Yeah, yeah. We're within Disney Interactive, we are operating as if it's mobile first. And so, I mean, look. You know, I have a woman who works for us who has a 5-year-old, and her 5-year-old literally stands in her family room in front of her 60-inch plasma screen and goes like this, right? Yeah. And so there's a YouTube video of a 1-year-old who's looking at a magazine, and you know, she's trying to interact with the magazine, and she thinks the magazine is broken because it's not interacting with her. And so, you know, the hot phrase is pass-back usage. You know, kids are being introduced to the internet through their mom's or dad's, you know, smartphone or tablet device. And so, the way we're constructing our new experiences is actually through a technology that's being called responsive design. And so, the idea is kind of design a single experience that will work across devices. So whether it's the PC monitor, the big screen, or the tablet, or the mobile device, it's one line of code or one set of code that you're creating so that there's a consistent look and feel, a consistent design across devices. Now, there is a challenge here, right, which is on the advertising side. Right. You know, if you look at Boston Globe is actually doing a very nice job today with responsive design. But we have very different requirements when it comes to advertising. And so I believe we probably have more ad units on our pages. And so what we're actively engaged with right now is trying to figure out an elegant way to make sure that the ad units, you know, as the design shifts from device to device and it shrinks, the ad units go with the transition. And so
is this a job, is this something that IAB should get involved in from the technical standards side, from the industry side? Yeah.
Absolutely, because more and more sites, more and more teams are focusing on responsive design. Again, there's such a huge advantage here because you can, you know, create a code base once and ship it many times, and you can then take resources and invest them in more vital projects as opposed to having to maintain, you know, several different code bases. You know, it's somewhat ironic. We used to build sites for the PC and then try to cram them in or make them fit onto a mobile device. Right. You know, today, you know, the beauty of the mobile sites is that they're so clean and they're so easy to navigate. It's so easy to discover content on a mobile device, and we're actually trying to replicate that entire experience on the larger screens.
Well, we're trying to, in effect, you know, back engineer out of all the mistakes we made in the early days of the web, which is kind of creating cluttered pages, very, very difficult to follow, but crammed with lots of different advertising opportunities that kind of companies monetize. So it's hard to back out of that.
Well, so many media companies have what I'll call a high-class problem, right? They have all of this content, right, and all of this incredibly valuable content. And so, you know, historically, what you've seen is people just throwing the content up because it's so good that you have to get it up. But today, with all the algorithms and the promise of personalization, it's no longer necessary, right? So if you go to Disney.com and we know that, you know, you've engaged on the Pirates of the Caribbean page, and you've also bought a theme park package, and you've also gone to our Disney store area, and made some other purchases. Through that activity, we can make certain assumptions. Whether you're registered and logged in or not, we can make certain assumptions on who you are, and then deliver a personalized experience. And that, in and of itself, enables you to provide or to have a less cluttered experience.